Well, let's get right to weather because we all want to know when the winds are going to die down.
I tell you what, they will die down a little bit later on this afternoon, but don't expect anything to happen right away. This fellow did and decided he would just hold on for dear life and enjoy a nice tasty lunch there. You know, it's amazing. He still got his job done today with the midst of all this wind out there. Thanks to Tom Clark for getting that shot into us. Now, here's a picture that definitely makes you want to hold on to the hat out there this afternoon, and that is one of the wind speeds. Look at the wind. It is really howling here in the east central parts of the state. A couple of things going on here. We're mixing down some energy from a jet stream aloft, and we're also looking at the vicinity of a little cold front in this area. Actually, that cold front came through the Albuquerque metro a little bit before 8 o'clock this morning. That's when our winds really started to pick up. But look at this. Back towards Grants and Gallup, things are definitely showing signs of letting up as far as the high winds go. Now, we're still getting some pretty gusty conditions out that way. Wind gusts 20, 25 miles per hour, still gusting at 30 in the metro. But there you go. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in Tucumcari, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if by the end of the day today there isn't at least 1 or 2 reports of wind gusts near 70 miles per hour in the eastern part of the state. That's where our high wind warning is, and this warning's until 6 o'clock this evening, so that's a pretty good indication as to when we think the wind is going to settle down, not only in the east where we have the warning, but for the metro and points southwest of there, the wind advisory for winds that'll be a little less intense but still problematic. That goes until 6 o'clock as well. Now, the entire state's under red flag warning out there. The red flag warning till 8, 9 o'clock tonight, actually 8 o'clock in Texas. We can wipe that out of the way and touch New Mexico. Time zone change thing there. 9 o'clock is when our wind advisory, or at least the red flag warning, is scheduled to expire. But here's what's going on. Lots of wind out there. Here's that cold front that I was talking about kind of moving through the area. East of the front, we've got those 30, 40-mile sustained winds, 15, 20-mile-per-hour sustained winds on the backside of that. And even as we get into Tuesday, there's still going to be some wind. I just don't think the wind's going to be quite as intense as what we've looked at out there. Temperatures, though, showing signs of really cooling off up towards the north and west compared to areas in the east where we're still pretty warm out there. In our 24-hour temperature change, you can see where that cold front is located. And all those areas out in that warm air ahead of it is where we're going to see the strongest winds for the rest of the afternoon. Doesn't mean that the winds are completely going to die away. They'll just become a little less strong as we move into the western reaches of New Mexico for the rest of the afternoon and into the overnight hours. But I would suspect that we're going to be looking at breezy conditions again tomorrow and possibly a few more wind advisories before the day is done tomorrow. But first things first, we get into the eastern part of the state, southeast and northeast. Temperatures fairly mild to warm, but also very, very windy out there, so do be very, very careful traveling out and about the area. Mostly sunny skies, though. That continues to be the case, and while temperatures are taking a little bit of a setback today, they're going to hop right back up there again tomorrow. This cold front is really not that intense as far as its cooling power is concerned. Obviously, its ability to generate wind is a completely different story, but there's going to be another cold front that's going to move into the area starting Wednesday, and I do suspect that we will see slightly cooler temperatures across the board for the second half of the week. The good news is once that cool air sets in, Mike, the wind will go away for a few days. Okay.